Yo, what's up guys? It's Roars here, and in today's video I have a brand new episode to the Become the Best in TTRockstars series. Now in this episode on how to become the best in TTRockstars, I'm going to be showing you how to get 140 and how to get it consistently, and I basically just get on that sort of level on getting 140s. So yeah, I'm just going to show you 5 tips on how to do this and show you a few examples where these tips apply and just show you how to get 140 basically. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the guide. So the first tip I have for you is become more accurate. Now, if you don't know what becoming more accurate means, right, it basically means don't get as many wrong. So if I was really accurate at TTRockstars, right, I would be maybe getting 147 and maybe only 1 wrong, and most of the time 0 wrong. If you're not so accurate, you're always getting at least 2 to 3 wrong. So yeah, my advice for you is to become more accurate. So I imagine if you're watching this guide, right, you're probably getting 120s pretty consistently right now, and you're obviously just trying to get to that next level of getting 140s. Now, if you are getting around, 120 answers in a minute, every 2 seconds, right, you are going to be getting 4 correct answers. Now, when you get one wrong in TTRockstars, it takes about 2 seconds before it lets you play the game again, right? So, in that 2 seconds, you are losing 4 answers. And I know a bunch of you guys get, at least 3 wrong a game? So, if with that 3 wrong, you could be getting an extra 12 answers. So let's say you've got you've got 122 in a game, right? You could have got 134 and yeah, maybe even 135, right? So if you're getting 126 and you've got 3 wrong that game, you could have got 140 if you got 0 wrong. So this just shows becoming more accurate and not getting as many wrong is really helpful, and you should have, you should be doing this and trying to get 0 answers nearly every game. Now you're not going to get nearly every game, right, since you would have to be pretty much a robot to not get any wrong all the time. You're going to slip up every once in a while, but most of the time get 0 wrong. So you're probably saying, right, Roars, you have showed me, that it's really important to become more accurate. How do I actually become more accurate? So to become more accurate, what you're going to need to do is just slow down. So what I mean by slow down is, instead of getting 120 for instance every game and trying to be really fast, maybe just take it a lot more chill. So maybe get 90 to 100 every game. Let's say you're getting 80, right? You shouldn't really be watching this guide if you're getting about 80s, but for the example, right, let's say you're getting 80s, maybe you only get 50 to 60 a game. You know what I mean? Take a lot more time, just to try and focus on not getting as many wrong. And if you're still getting 2 wrong when you slow down even more and just really focus on not getting as many wrong. And not only that, I noticed a bunch of people put in the wrong answer to a question. So let's say it's 7 times 8, right? And they've put in 63. They don't actually, press backspace on their keyboard and type in the right answer. They normally just press enter and get it over and done with. Now, I've noticed a lot of people do this in their gameplay. So try and watch, but try and record your gameplay, or just get somebody else to watch it and ask them if you are doing this. And if you are doing this, make sure to stop doing this, since I have noticed a bunch of people do this. So make sure you are not doing this, and obviously if you are, sort it out and stop doing this. I think my mic just glitched then. If it did, I'm really sorry. I don't know why it just glitched. I just thought it glitched because I heard something through my headphones then. But yeah, if you are doing this, this is quite a bad habit. So get rid of it, and that could also lead to an extra 5 to 10 answers. So yeah, just from this tip alone, you could get an extra 15 or minimum of 10 to 15 answers, depending on how many you get wrong. So yeah, make sure to become more accurate, and to become more accurate, just slow down and focus on, obviously not getting as many wrong answers, and then you can speed back up then once you're really sure. So do it for slow down for 2 weeks, right? And then once you have really focused on not getting any wrong and you're basically getting 0 wrong, just slowly speed back up again after a couple of weeks, and you should be a lot more accurate. Anyway, let's get into the next tip. So the second tip I have for you is use more settings in TTRockstars. Now, some of you probably just heard me say that and thought, what does that even mean? So what I'm trying to say, right, is that there's like some settings in TTRockstars that either a lot of people just don't know about, or they know about, yet they've just never really bothered to sort of, look into it and make a decision whether they should use these settings or not. And trust me, these settings can be really helpful, and a lot of people just, overlook these and don't think twice about it, and when in reality this could help you get a lot more answers than you think. So the settings I'm actually talking about are the settings like, hide the clock, hide your number pad, or, like declutter. Alright, I shouldn't have used that setting, since that is actually the worst setting in TTRockstars, but forget that I ever said that setting. But yeah, basically settings like, hide your number pad, hide the practice clock. For instance, you're changing your font, so that means, changing all the text on screen to look like something else. There's so many options here that could help you in TTRockstars. So if I was you, I would take a quick look at all these options and make a decision whether you want to turn any of them on or just, use any of them. Now, if you completely have no idea where these settings are and you obviously didn't know that these even existed, what you need to do is click on the top right. There'll be a video up on screen. So click on the top right, press profile and scroll down. And you'll just see all these settings, and some of these can be really helpful. So yeah, take a good look at some of these settings and make a decision whether you should use any of them or not, since some of these can really help you, like how the hiding the clock helps me, for instance. So take a good look at these settings and make a decision whether you should use any of them. Also, not only that, comment down below settings if you made it this far into a video, and I will reply to your comment. Anyway, let's get into the next tip. So tip number 3 is watch one of my other guides on my channel to improve even more. So I thought I would include this tip in the video just because I know a bunch of you guys who watch certain guides. So let's say how to get 100, for instance. You aren't even like Rock Hero yet, since I know a lot of you guys just like to see the video and maybe get a few tips from it for yourself. So that's why I've kind of included this, because I know a lot of you won't be getting 120s and trying to really get that 140 mark. You're just trying to get tips. So if I was you, I'd also watch some of my other guides to improve. So let's say you're getting 60s to 70s, right? I'd watch how to get 80 to 100 in TTRockstars. If you're getting 70 to 80s, right, but you can't get 100 and you've been trying for ages, I'd watch my guide on how to get 100 in TTRockstars. Let's say you're getting 30s to 40s, maybe 40 to 50s, and you're trying so hard to become a Rock Hero, yet you just can't seem to, cross that 55 boundary. Like, you can't get any more than 55 no matter how much you try, and you're trying to become a Rock Hero. I'd watch a guide on my channel on how to become a Rock Hero in TTRockstars. So yeah, this tip is really useful, since I know a bunch of you guys who watch like my more advanced guides aren't actually at that skill level yet. So if I was you, I would actually watch a specific guide for your specific skill level, as it can help a lot. Like for instance, if you're getting 80s right now, but you're just watching this for some tips, like a guide on how to get 100 would help a lot more than this guide, for instance. So yeah, if you aren't actually getting 120s, I'd watch one of my other guides to improve even more. So yeah, make sure to watch one of my other guides if you aren't actually getting these 120s. Anyway, let's get into the next tip. Right, so my next tip is don't get angry if you're not improving as fast as you want to. Now, when you hit the mark of, trying like getting 100 to 120, right, you kind of hit a brick wall where it's like 3 times as hard to improve. So let's say you're getting 40 to 50, right, it's going to be 3 times easier to get maybe, 70 to 80s from that point than it is to get, 140s if you're getting 120, right? As I say, it's really hard to improve from this point since you're already really good. Like, it's really hard. Like, it takes 3 times as long, as you probably seen, right? Since for some people it only takes like 2 to 3 months to get 100 in TTRockstars, which is mad. I don't know how people do it, since it took me, it must have been over a year. But yeah, some people it only takes like 2 to 3 months, right? Where it actually takes like a month and a half from that point on to get an extra 10 answers, for instance. Like, it is really hard to improve from this point on, as it's kind of, like really high skill level. So yeah, to improve from this point on, it is really hard. So if you aren't improving as fast as you want to, do not get angry at yourself. Now, I'm only saying this because I see so many people getting angry at themselves and, thinking, why am I not improving as fast as I want to? Why am I not improving as fast as I used to, right? And some people even end up giving up around this point. I fully just say, no, I can't improve anymore. TTRockstars, it isn't the game for me. I'm just not playing this game, right? I've hit the scores, I haven't really hit the score I wanted to, but I can't even get to that score. No, trust me, it takes a long time to get to, the 140s. This is a really high skill level in TTRockstars. So don't get angry if you aren't improving as fast as you want to. Anyway, now you know this, let's get into the next and final tip. So the final tip I have for you guys is practice and practice consistently. Now, everybody knows about practice, right, and why it's important at this point. Now, I'm going to say only like 5 to 10 people don't know why practice is important, or have just never seen one of my guides before, right? Now, the reason practice is important, right, is because without practice, you won't get anywhere in TTRockstars. I've said this about a million times, but you could know the best tips in the world about TTRockstars, but if you didn't practice, you couldn't do anything with those tips, right? It's like buying a game for an Xbox, but you don't have an Xbox. You know what I mean? Like, you've got to have one or the other. Like, you can practice without tips, but you won't practice as well. But the main one is practice. Since you could know all the best tips, but if you don't practice, you can't do anything with those tips. There's no point of even knowing those tips. So it is so important to practice. Now that you know that practice is important for the people who didn't know, you also need to practice consistently. So what I mean by practicing consistently, right, is to practice a consistent amount every day. So being consistent in TTRockstars is like practicing 2 hours every day for 1 month. And by the way, I'm not saying you should practice for 2 hours a day for 1 month. It's just, it's just an example, right? Now, being inconsistent, though, is like practicing 5 minutes one day, the next day for an hour, then the next day after that, practicing for 5 hours, then not practicing at all the next day. That is literally all over the place. That is inconsistent. So what you want to do is be consistent. So, you want to set yourself, like, let's say you can only play an hour a day, right? Or that's how much you want to play. Practice an hour a day and don't, sort of go away from that. Don't be like, today I'm only going to practice 40 minutes. And the next day, alright, I'm going to do 1 hour and a half to make up for it. And then 2 hours, then 5 hours, then 30 minutes. Don't be all over the place. Like, it's just not healthy, right? You want to practice consistently, otherwise it's really going to hurt your progress in TTRockstars. So yeah, make sure to practice with these tips. Don't just know these tips and then only practice like 10 minutes a day. Otherwise they won't help at all. You might as well have not known the tips. And make sure to practice consistently, as it's really important. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you like TTRockstars, you like watching TTRockstars content. The reason for that is because I do so much TTRockstars on my channel. For instance, I do guides on TTRockstars, like the one you've literally just watched. Or how to get 100 in TTRockstars, how to become a rock hero. I do loads of guides on this channel. Not only that, I also do funny videos on TTRockstars. So for instance, types of noobs in TTRockstars, or how to get 100 in TTRockstars. Yeah, I do loads of TTRockstars videos on this channel. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you like TTRockstars, share this video with your mates if they're also trying to get 140, and yeah. So leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you like TTRockstars, share this video with your mates. It's Raws here, and bye.
Pick up the phone.